Assalamu alaikum badin jibe lalungal kontong LSTV one ka fale dron ko alfele almurunta nan alla programo to mi alon ko ba fala ko dron the special interview with Ahmad Jide mi alon ko atemo National People's Party NPP la mo bambande mbal sign dron te few fen kala be Mr Jite na tila dron pour anin jibe la nyo konton jannim fongo be dunna programo nyin kono Mr Jite, you most welcome.
Thank you so much. Momoran Dembe Jiberola. Mbal kontona, mbal nimbara albert Gambia Dunia Dauda. I'm happy to be here once again. Kondanda ba kanajam korek.
Abarka bake Mr. Jite ngalon ne koy manke luntanti jang bari jibe lal wati ne wati Mr. Jite ka apiale on nyim programme to min kana LSTB1 bar bi akamunda kombe ku jamale kachala mi alon ka be dending president Ana Barola state of the nations address la nyim farul mi alon ne ko lebe ke Gambia high cost of living aning fanan amamme bake video fundira dam yalon ko Gambia banko de milbe America banko kan ye protest ke mi alon ka video nyim fundira aning ku ko temol mi alon ko be kachala bar folo jannim fon be dunna wolto do ngamna Mr. Jite mba commence dami ite dabulata mol kono mi yalon ko keta National People's Party NPP la mo bambandi mbalti dami yalon kale kata ko ke pour ka je fanko ka president Ana Barrow re-elect wala ko ka gagné ko ten muni atine yamira o tembo ko kumatal pour ka president Ana Barrow fresh mandate wala ko ka re-elect ko ten
baraka bake dalila jamal le atin nga wolkenun kunu follow na Barola force 5 years, 2016 to 2021. It was a very chaotic one. Coming, akeda word let me alonko coming a koleata back. Political party or ledenta, ye mandate sort of Gambian old bulu, party or dumpana yalon party kala interestless sort of. So chaos siata, but in lata nyinako nung President Adama Barrow needed a second term. Asula the second term la puru as a democracy strengthen, as a infrastructural development o continent, as a doku very strongly on healthcare, and as a continue fanaka freedom of speech and expression, the basic rights in the constitution ke guarantee because Gambia as a country, tonya mumo sifal de mine alonko na kuoman Sonia. Sonia mansa soro mi mansa baro soro coming barosonda kujamala sako citizen or blaseke nyaton ka dola patience level at a futala auto. So I believe leko yes, it was going to be very good pura na kodeke. I another term sort of puruka nyim call me along Saturday strengthen. So that was the reason I of course.
Mr. Jide, this was a very a strong campaign mi alon ko alto nalam moli woleke and then mojama ya foko wato from it akamunda ko alle abekeka wataji balti wo tembola fo mo sa sabatini no ko Mr. Jide ni do nyolo ye nyinke wataji balti pour kaji ko at all cost President Adam Barrow gagned in the last presidential elections.
Well, yeah, I mean political ka mo gagnandi carte fato wataji bayo mande ka kan I fasar jamal soto ini donyo alienyo saba fionla fiomi alon ko albela ftala bake ye ganye watajo bay kaitandala ko amin no wo it's there. Of course there may be that element, especially na biggest competitors at the time UDP let me alon ko we were the same one and the same sonko dundan tema broda solem fadingol sonko dundal tema korda teda momo ko okay ndebe kordata le to ndelbe kordata la so aseke wataji boyot yes that's an element but wo mu je to man dinati kundin ndolla feeling coming nga fa nyame believe tako President Adama Barrow la sanjilulu follow wo kole atabak ndelata ko kuol mim man soto no President Adama Barrow nanata ay full mandate soto Gambianol bulu ala mansakunda damma partio damma NPP ye mansakunda di wollela hanin parti dol kaftema wolma amanke komin ko ini tata silale agreement o safe inata de kiyema ko bari partio nyimu NPP la government nom isaje ilafta minna seke malaf minna te kela woto Gambian wol salon woto ni akata ya kata le ni ma kata fanan ima kata bari woto President Baroni mote dende mansa kundala in that way they believe tako wato nana to as a development of ko Jamal Sammano nyato
Mr.
as
Jite,
opposed to the false parties.
what wala Jite na la mola kundung watra Gambia banko nyinkang people like Jite kabon America banko kanne kana Gambia banko nyinkang abi kame baken kade ikata kana andu wato jamale tumile banko President Adam Barrow was behind your trips wala nyindi ko nalbina banko ka tel ka tikero sangale nalbe munna tikero sangale ni donyol fo nyindem kudi mi yalla no ka sabate ba Mr. Jite wote mo
Asake ndonyol yes ndanga kala mudale once ticket sorole from the president once bari womu once let so bari the rest no mo dola sake no ma kala muda bari wol dol manya na kala problème nini mo denda fengola al lafta do ko kala pour ka kuwol coming ka do kuonin soni and nyoy woma wol dol they are not problems Gambia la wol kake banko dol do nini mansab nalbe politiko kon of course yeta ma otama ke fan mostly partio you know take the responsibility so wol dol manke problem
ya mira kwa kumayata la nun at that time pour president Adama Barrow pour kaji ko la tiketo ay marala fo ya mira ko altul mo le mi no ka jetta nun pour president Adama Barrow yo ken wote mol
repeat your question ila line o ka break
coming for because ya tandi ko president Adama Barrow martin nun le tiketo like what do so do mi yalon ko atle tiketo nyi joye ko mun ya tane ya mira wote mol kumada president Adama Barrow pour kaji ko ka tiketo diatu la pour kaji ko alkana Gambia
so this was what happened okay so ndanga Gambia ngamera ngata 2020 kada 2021 election ngamera ngata dulu ke Gambia ntata fenko registration o kabirimbina atangamera kada Saudi Arabia le so nga discussion o sara konye ko okay bitala bari ibina iba make sure le yena juna in fact ni bina ndelebe ticket o sanne that was a commitment he made so janning kana August akweko ye kodo di nga ticket o san of course ye kodo min di amansi because ticket was expensive and then I top it up and I get the ticket but that was once fonjare talale I mean he say you can I mean Gambians can gauge that fonde jaratala wala fondol jaratala bang puru ye ticket o sang puru ngananga doko ke ka make sure ko NPP win mimu Adama Barrow la party well Gambians can get bonda America of course I mean nimmo man jarande mamira mbe na kodo spenna wala mbe la fila famueta na kodo mi alon ko ala taroja man jaral so of course ndela na puruka ning atuma ko kodo fa spendan kunna puruka spending kunna of course ntangamira wotambita jarola it's more than being worthy
Mr. Jite, during the process, campaign water, there were key campaign promises. Natara ko Mr. Jite water so dani mol diamota. What were some of the campaign promises Mr. Jite coming from all about President Adama Barrow water?
So we sat down, coming for Kabirin Tata, Partio ka meeting also role. We also have a manifesto, Lafta Minkela, from the book, and executive members at the party level, Minyal Wolona Kebaldi. We have some discussions. These are things Minyalonko, Barola government na interest mu waleti some dolbije woluke continent dilom dolbije woluka kumase kudake political aside bije le funding ke wala karola for example ani silo luke dada kamola baluol fanalta ke ka make sure ye soniandi ka make sure electricity in geo available ka make sure karambungolu ye tanya to funding ke ole dokol soto these are some key campaign promises mini alonko nga soto from the president puru in interest wala na nganiol mu woleldi puru ning barona mansa kunado those are the things that would happen come albe ya mo nyame so those are some of the things Ali, you got to account jido mandiamo baba bet interview la boys on le bijan den ninna boys on le bijan.
Now understand. Yeah, but Mr. Jide, during the course, covering o
No,
what
no.
be caring for more staff no science President Anna Barrow and Ahmad Jide Nyolu, they've kept their promise. Walla ko
Okay.
lahi do ya di mola.
Okay.
Lahi do
Okay. So that is a very good question. For lahidol timmatale ban famantima lahidol dol bije sako key matters min yalon ko diamo kete la comme infrastructural development olu ibe kelade. I think President Barrow is 9 months into office out of 5 years. So, I mean, ngalonko a lot of people complain about the composition of cabinet. Ko molmin bala cabinet nung mo koroprim balle mi mambetea. Mole Sheikh Umar Faye ñol fole ye Lamin Job ñol fo ye Mambure Njie ñol fo. Some of those people are no longer there. Adun kabira cabinet pick ngalo mo jamale diamute ya comment ko cabinet is okay. Infrastructural development, is it going on? It's hard to judge puru momi nyanda sanji lul kela ayeta sanji kari konondo e ko ba jeji la fo la hido minke fatiman le famati mande ka jibele nin sanji lulo nyim mbulata o kono yena wol dol jibe but trajectory bita ka ngalon ko infrastructural development will be continue kanne even though I'm receiving complaints ko silo dol fango ye dada less than 6 months a problem also I do not have evidence of those. Mantra Banko can, of course, early next year or by end of this year, I'll be coming home. I have an ambition. So, never better on the ground to judge. And I'll be very sincere and honest. About the youths, I mean, again, Ministry of Trade and Ministry of Youth and Sports, Malong, what programs and policies they have. Yet, because coming halfway nyameng na concentration or Simon Sakunda kanga mansia. I have my own objectives and I have my own programs. And coming the last 5 years halfway nyameng, that was a dying period. That was a period me alonko ndolbe we are worried. We wanted to make sure nga baro murundinang I see. We go after ministers, we go after directors, we go after people in charge of positions, pure information or dinner, purungadi Gambianola. We go out to find out. But we have reached a stage in the Ahmadiyya decide leko ndetita minister yang konga nyininka what developments or what policies they put in place for us. Honey, minister la doko mpuru nasulata moli efelo asefuta manadi ata nyanga fanadi ata ntafala bari ntambite o palaso la sign purungata ka mola doku mintinde ake I pass that. So give him time or give the government some time, 1 year, 2 years ngajibe for whether definitely the programs and policies they promised during elections are anything to be fulfilled or not.
Mr. Jite, what do you say to this suggestion? Kafoko na Fonko Gambia Banko Dingol ya London, they were never going to re-elect President Adama Barrow. By the Kabri Walker Dun Gambia Banko Dingol, Jamaba Diam Roko Dunda Koleaku Jamal Lekon, Natara Fonko ya Long, Jamaba ya Fonko the Carte Falun President Adama Barrow.
Yeah, I mean, woka kele. Yeah, ndebuka mobile mola. Kominde Ahmad Jite Faw, nimol kakaja. Ning ayatuma like okay yanyi ninka kodi kola nde ngami spend nde dama ngami spend na kodo asiata kada suwo kono ka tiketo kundu baroya dinna baroma dinna I don't care I go ngafengol ta ngata ngam futa moria baroto and all of that. Would I spend all that time to in Barrow's course? No. So if mine soul can change, would I waste, would I like sacrifice all the time that I have if I had known the situations? No. I am not saying konde baro support la, but nga support nyame nga sacrifice minki nendiro minki coming from the time of betala away from my family. No. So ni model fana carte of fay, momo ka carte of fay fenne kama. Atoli a lafta silo la silo tije. Doli ay lafta loptano tije. Doli lafta ambulance la tije. Doli lafta fengol la doli bije. Wolu de are immediate needs. Mini alon ko nyanda solve la. Ni akate fay baro wala kama ete a fay wala kama because our needs are relative. Mbe man sula ku kilin. ni tata kiti silo manke kiti ngola problemoti ni tata je bafole kon dolman jiyo le soto jiyo man si wala loptano te ya bar ni tata basedu la do to wol ka foyle ko silo te ya ni tata la do to wole silo soto jiyo soto wol ka foyle loptano te ya ni tata dole loptano soto banjul for example ita fola banjul ko ta fola moy mako loptano ita fola moy ko mako silo ita fola moy mako jiyo bari sa fono ko femol da kole atal wala loptano to boro tije so you know I mean, mola interest levels are different. So nimmo ya kondenga carte o fay nyina la ada manke disappointed. That should not be a problem.
Na tara ko moya bulo chodi Ahmad Jide la walla ko kebaren walla musu kebaren mi yalla no ka be interior walla ko banko dulata da mi yalla no ka jam fata ka fu fango Ahmad Jide na doñol walla keda molde mi yalla ko yem bulani mandoro kono bayri campaign wato itolle nata jay contrôler ko tenin walla ko barobe nyinkala andu man na wolje ibe mun ne folo mari.
That's not how politics work. Mansatalla Qur'ano ko wama ala rasuli illa al balagul mubin ning adama de kila ala ki puriyeta ye yamarlo frandi alal ko e ko naltata naliye nyin ku kende kar kembe nyin ne kelali naliye nyin ku kende kar kembe nyin ne kelali bara naliye nyin ku jaw kar kembe nyin ne kelala ning kila tata o futandi moluma ning alama o ke wota kila ala problème oti de wobetula alal bun ntolu president barola tamu semboti anim palasolu ntol tata nga nyina e latala good in good faith latala mimbe adama di sondo mo kono adama di damale wolon barinde latal ko ay mim fonye kunu latal ko akonali mako e mole carte fanya mbela silol dadala le mbela loptanol dadala mbela electricity sambala na mbe education system sambala latal ado amanke problème de pour nga lala ntada nga wala fo molie mol latanna nga carte o fay bare molie nyillon ne ko jite man sembo soto de bankola nafulo nala fengo nala jorangol te jite bulu jite nata mole daniro ke mole toyala nim problème o soto da jite because nindela be o palaso do amanke alsa fo ko jite min fonya problème lo bare jite man sembe soto say nga moñi nga ke palaso do say a tella do ko atella dokuma atella responsibility mu pour I will deliver so ni ko jita to lembula nyin ko hani wonte ita ninde be ita lata na nyame ya carte o fay nde fana lata tela wala nyama ko ni carte o fay abe o doku wala kel so I enter disappoint one then that atembe palaso do matella problem ot that is how things work
Are you Mr. Jide fo ibe kala moti mi an ko iba regret la yakata kol mi an ko yake president Adam Barrow pour kaje fango ka elect in the last presidential election.
No, we have not reached that. That is, it's too early to say. You see, you know, ikanale ibela tama silokan ifundita keno kono drong like near korda ba ifundita keno kungodo sanji baena sama ba fonyo ba sareto ibuka sambano fole suo ibuka sambano because fonyole kelling hani masima ibuka borindino bari yeta ya domandoma sama e kala fonyo etala ibe fudale la tamo la joni ibe fudala e kota drone kole sonia tilo mala yesele la fole so kam very nicely ya borindi we have almost 4 years 4 months to go so ka regret sign no so let people understand one thing professionally at party level in terms of government we've not reached that level. There are personal issues, of course, between me and Barrow, and that is at personal level. I don't want detach from the professional and what happens at party level. So, judge sign is going to be difficult because dunia found managing COVID-19 we are recovering from COVID-19. Ukraine, Russia, and whether you like it or not, Canada, there is a huge problem in terms of things that adults complain. There are so many problems here, even here. Country me along kodol sodo in vakibe family makweka because kolea mimbe caring domorol da kolea because Ukraine is the world's biggest exporter of grains. Manoning, findoning, wheat, flour. Ukraine is the biggest producer. Russia also is. They are bigger producers. So I patandiro kamba pare. So ngajibe follow kari konoto da male be caring. Sanji nani le tutaje anin kari dantang. Ita jejila no. The journey is too early. Model said Diklateno at the early stage of the journey, and they are right to do that. But you can also wait and see. Alngata for tema ngajibe. Dolba fola, in fact, no. Alngata for 3/4 wala 90% of the journey. Ngajiba be kelanyam.
Mr. Jite, na tara ko mol tara fo tema wala kon data fo la bandula. Aya tara ko yemin fo mole as electorate yemin fo e wol manke. Will you be bold enough pour ka fundi ka fo mole ko ali yam fanya bari ndolle kale ko president ana baro be nyinkala be nyinkala.
Nga foile ko politiko buka ke o nyama adama ya te o nyama. Nde nindele be para soto. Bankola luwa sembo dinna. Purunga dokuo ke molie. Dokuo nyanda kela resources minna. Wobe mbulu. Yesinsa fo mole al haketu. Bari mimbe baro sondo mo kono kabira ba folante ni te be ko alafta man se ala be kukendo galande Ahmad Maolo ite Maolo. Ada ko ite mala ni mo mimbe be diam kela ko ko. Mimbe keri wolom nyinde ko ndenga carte I advocated for Baro ngamol danile on behalf of Baro parinte manke Barot fondela ka mol tombong hani nim kodo nata Gambie wala ne kodo tung fenge fondela ka tax collect hani nin tax collect la fondela ka decide jumal na silo nyanda dalal hani nim corruption be kerim fondenga sembo soro la kamosa ma court hani Baro le o sembo so mbe sa fo ne manke ikamin fo na manke mbebe lola ko baro ko yella hidi minne fani ala fo yella hidi minne ilahi do tinyale adi manke moti mi alon se laila ndolu bele be den ngaw fo baro bari ndol dam malte nyo jalayla wala dunia buka tama o nyama.
Mr. Jite akamunta komi ye wato mindina bari ko nyela ko mbe 40 minutes kala so malla fi wato nying ay kundu atara ko man programme o nyimba so na tara ko ibela candid opinion dila on President Adam Barrow's administration. What is going to be your candid assessment
as of now,
of course?
We are still in the muddy waters as far as I can see. Ndela Jero, I have not seen things called lafta e kenyame. Yalon kolea woka sotole. Bariye kolea handul nyameng is a different thing. Aseke manol da kolea dale. Bar ninte nite be sira nga nyaka si manfem fo mano da la kolea la court. That is a problem. Ninte nite sira mano da kolea da bari mantra effort ke kam pruning juloli e kacha wala hanin ni kacha da ma fo moye wala minni alon ko be affect la ma foye. That is a problem. So at this point, the Barrow government, I am trying to figure out the direction. Is there a direction? I have no idea as yet. So, na candid opinion on community. Let there be time given. Let's see what happens because there are very strong external factors. So for now, how is agriculture, education system? This year's education, the results are worst this year. So education is good. Because the results from high school are terrible.
Mr. Jite,
is good.
Mr. Jite, amamme bake Fabu Sane mi alon ko na bebe party kil na mi alon ko National People's Party. You made a post. Da mi alon ne ko na ya tara ko a serious party wala a serious party te okela pour ka je ko people like Fabu Sane ke bondi Gambia banko nyin kambari ya etandi fanko wol mum molati mi alon ko mo bambandi balo National People's Party. Iko a serious party te o bonda jam pour ka samba ka wala ka deploy ka samba foreign service.
Yes.
Na ya tara ko nyin kuma kan nyin fo. Ye o lande mun kan Mr. Jite.
Well, I mean, in a political party, there are those that are politicians, there are administrators. Administrators, you as a leader, it's a committee mi munyadon god. Inyanta osude la nila molu bebulu. Kore bebulu be kore min kandakam. Nini tarranyo kan sanji kilin sanji fula sanji saba. Inyanta korsilo kelale. Jumalam jumati jumale munno ni laftete be kafo min nyaton kayale lafta wo kafo e ke kafoti min ase me ase bambang adu wo kafo ka kele ase kolea fo nite mu nyaton godi fo sewlu korosi mol kono de amanke ko ida juso lafta jumala walle ma laf jumala bari jumala sa keno pour atol bela nafa atol la collective interest wose sotono wose tarano nyato nde ngat do ko min be ke mammoje politiko kono mim NPP kono mim politician o de katambi fabul ma faade kenola administrator bari pour molie diamu the command of language ay diamu molie lamoy pour ka négociation oke pour ka hani pour ka dummol kan pour ka mol ke kilindi pour ka kuma kan wala policy lu wala programme min be mansa kunda bul ka satano mole ka hani ka fatia wo mote NPP bu
this is a political suicide from National People's Party.
I mean, so let me finish. So ndenga minja wala nyindiko wo sifalu ibuka wal findi niyeta ye bondi politiko kono because what they do in essence is Fabu Sane as of now is a civil servant. He's a diplomat now. He cannot be involved in politics. Not dunda into politics. What he is doing now is going against the constitution of the Republic of the Gambia. So can we politician o mimbe ko Fabu ye bondi politiko kono ya by politiko kono ka ko taita ke diplomat. You have removed him. He is now out of politics. Ndola party obe tembo mi adum Fabu da manda na donyola na donyola. So ndeko manyankela. There are many positions party o mimbe government ise mindi mola minibu ko Fabu Sane nyol. Ni lafta fan kana palace dia. Salary creator at party level. Ya bulani moli ay partio bill ay partio dada na partio mantra tembering na partio mantra bambanding alo singol te batiarin sainteng di amobe siarin partio kono mo kallankelo mimbu ko Fabu wollel nyanda sabati la suo kono ini moli kacha fitinol ni kuyal nin jusula balia minube mol kono isaje se diamu mole ni mole kacha ya kata partio lo ay bulalo mo imofulation barni to bonni je jumala be suwo kono be mimbe Fabula do ko ke wo mo de NPP.
So can we say it is suicidal politically?
It is of course suicidal, of course it is. It is political suicide. It's more than suicide. It's double suicide.
And then back in President Abubacarr State of the Nation's address. I diamuta banko di wala call to me along ko wala betama kam banko nyinkang. Jannim from President Abubacarr bitala speech la what were some of your expectations me along ko wala be mutarite buluka for President nyin ngama nyinku kada nyanta diamula wala kola.
Well, key, State of the Nation's address near Jibe, politician Olka Kenyame. You look at your achievements from various sectors. In fact, by law, that is what it is about. Bangkokang state of the affairs of the nation. Bangko benyadile, Bankola al halo, Bankolo dula. That is what it means. State of the nation. Na banko be nyaadi ite mansa kunda min be nyim banko marakan banko be alhala jumala be tunkun jumala nyin sango bi so yena ya fomolie economy la karola nganyine sodo nganyinke mi alon ka bete adale bari nyinde o mun na kole akoldi bari be nyinne ke kam pour ka je ko wo kole akuon sa bay fereng wallan sa tala tankola fanna be tenne nim bantala bankol foreign policy be tenne defense sojaro la bunda betenne senola fanani senala albetenne karound bunda albetenne wolo that is what I expect he would do. You will ask me whether I'm satisfied. I have not even watched it. I did not watch.
This was going to be my next question. Kabring hanna tara ko majibe, but as a keno ye few points gadale. Kabring ye wol moy. Were you impressed with the president's state?
Well, most of what I've had is, in neither the National Assembly, the more pronounced voices are oppositions. I've tried Puruka copy Soroka read. but I don't have the time to watch the video. I didn't have interest actually to pursue it. So honeybee ma karandal. Ngajele mole safero. I try to go to different posts. Modolu namolu modolu like opposition, some independent. Like somebody wrote a post called "Who wrote President Barrow's Sona speech, State of National State of the whatever you call it, nation address." So who wrote the president's speech? That man was very, very, very objective in his analysis, and more of cons than pros. Coming president's speech among Kontana, but that is that individual's statement. Of course, they wrote a few things, usually not an in-depth analysis of what he did. In fact, that is the problem with National People's Party. President, I State of the Nations, I kele, partio dingolu, ye wuli ye kaito nyinta, ye tara jolto wata ye tala platform deko alanga ajibe. From the perspective of health, President Yemunefo, puru mol se kontani, mol se nde usually mbe ole kela. But I don't have that interest anymore, and I'm not going to do that because now for the time bit all sign, with no regard or no respect for me. But woman soto, that woman soto, so I cannot get that sense from the pros. Mimu baro support alti wala barola molu. There is nobody me alonko he comes up with anything comprehensive. Purunga go okay. Manke baro found a speech, but Mario analyze, and I believe this and this makes a lot of sense, and it's okay. So, State of the Nation, unfortunately, follow.
Mr. Jite, for ila kumakangoto ya fanko de parti di million ko be National People's Party nyanta minkela komi ka wo kaitol takatari duro kada television o pour ka wo kumakangol mi ala ne ko wolle fota ke defend o so fo ila wo statement de min tandi wolo nyinde ko National People's Party de London tangol le soto katambi londitiol.
I mean that kafo bele o so do ye London tangol le soto katambi londitiol. UDP in the Gambia, the illiteracy rate is higher than the literacy rate. Why is for all the parties? But who are the Lonnalu in NPP? What interest do they have when it comes to propagating Barrow's interest? How many ministers do we have? How many of those ministers will call a TV station and go, hey, can you please interview me? I would have loved the government spokesperson. I would have loved the Minister of Information. I would have loved all those that are paid fat salaries to go and Barola statement or Rido Dama. That is not it. When statements are read, they are analyzed sentence by sentence, section by section. Ya itandimola. And mafoko, Barola statement should be good. But what the job of the politicians and government, reps are, is to go and make those things that are better amplified and understood to the level of the last person. Baro Munefo State of the Nation about Gambia la kole abe tembo mintu. Moja leolong mandinga kunda. Moja leolong surua kunda. Moja leolong fula kunda. Nyilel ka karte ofai baroy. Adila concern mu minti bi wala minti ko. Domoro da kole adal. Baroy o mention at the State of the Nation. But adanda wolto. Aya fo moja le. Baroy after moja le omoy. We have 2.5 million Gambians. How many of them even listen to that? How many of them jalle or document or sude? So wobe futanola fula kunda manyadi na fula kaola. Abe futanola jola kunda, abe futanola manika kunda la nyadile. Puri afaham ko tonya baluoda abe kolari na bari president ko aliye sabari nyinni atina mankate sauti. Moja leo, wonyanda kela partio ni mansa kunda la doku la doku
So do you want to suggest that NPP, National People's Party, and Barrow's administration have failed in their responsibilities?
The communication, in fact, let me say this very clearly. The worst government in terms of communication is Adama Barrow's government. When it comes to communication, They are the worst. Honey, mommy, a little ideas are about what effective communication is, what proactive communication is, what citizen engagement is. You would realize is the worst in terms of communication. They don't reach out, of course, and if that is a responsibility, of course, they've worked. Kabiri state of the nation, information minister mola atara rajo dani mol kakaja about the state of the nation. Nga UDP TV jele nga online TV jamini alonko they are private nga individual jele they are analyzing what Barrow said about security, about agriculture, about economics. There are economists in NPP and in government. Apart from Barrow's statement, what efforts have they made? They all sat there because they don't care. Barrow ya fola banda. Moti yeba mansa kunda do kula kilim fanya mi alonko kabirim Barrow ala statement okay. Amari one word safe Facebook le wala Twitter wala kabaro ko dulado mi alonko wo mu Barrow la ku kendol. Tell me one. If that is not woeful failure in communication strategy, what else what else is?
Mr. Dieter, come here for me. I'm wato mimi ya mansia and then this
no better e kadu wala fala wato mimi ya mansia la wato buka siya kata drop.
This is a very important point because na you wato no wala fon ko nyillo ko nyi kono ñu fa wala mo fa nyi kata fende mi alon ka siata Gambia banko nyi kam pake do Mr. Dieter mantara Gambia banko nyi kam prende but he's a Gambian and then na tara ko be ñu ko follow kan wala ko be kalam tan ake bala nyaadi like mi mo je furel wala fon ko Gambia banko kay mo karle fa ake bala nyaadi.
It's very sad. Mofa banku our topmost priority is protection of life. Banko fangalo wala kama ni aje manza kundal sorota wala adama di unio katanga femmantara we santo banko la kumato protection of life, property and information, because security is the most important thing. So ning adama di unio tata fente alaya min jawya ka adama di fa man qatala nafsan bighairi nafsin faka annama qatala an-nasa jami'an ala fole ako man qatala nafsan momi e mofa atara mari man kuke mola ka mun dete human race be le fa momi human race be fa am kubal so mofa moniota is difficult, but there are many different factors responsible for this. Pa Lamin. I will reserve those. It is the responsibility of government to talk to people. It is the responsibility of government to get engaged in civic education. There are a lot of things families have roles to play. What roles coming for? I have now passed a stage my talent, my abilities so those aspects, coming for some reasons, citizen engagement still is what is needed. Civic education is highly needed. And in some aspects, drug problem is happening. Would I say, this is the problem of the state alone? No. The society has a lot of problems about it. Dolo min coming, dindingol be dolo minna. Sanji lulu, sanji tani lulu, sanji tani woro boy cholu, dindingol be dolo minna. Sometimes nyimbe buka ke cocaine, dindingo drugs ma for cocaine. Sometimes fang alla nyim borke solu na borke sol me alon doctor ke prescribe moli ye minni sasada. They can be very addictive. So there are a lot of reasons to that, but I'm so sad that these things are happening in our country, a very small country. Police PRO, Nintatela Fengoro, murder case is very, very sad.
Mr. Jire, in short, by the enough what in short, what is going to be your advice?
Government needs to get engaged with the populace. The information aspect of society. Information. Kamol yamari. Kadiamu molie. Ini molie kacha. ye mo la trosta ya achieve because ku kilina be problem kilina be Gambia mola perception comme moye mira fengola wala moye fengo mi alon ko woya fo dalilo min kama dalila kendent like false information misinformation nyin doya moy ko nyin kuma kawla bara malon fo tonya ndek bari ya fo minuma wol buka femfo a lot of times that is what happens misinformation comes in dolba fala ko cocaine be farim banko kan 3 tons of cocaine nadale banta kedala cocaine wo cocaine is seized it's all seized abije yo bari mansa kunda nyanda civic education sector fundindlal government should engage citizens funding girl fana ni buka do kuol soto ni man do kuol create moliebe idling ibitabula la fenne la minalon koy man better. Well, they are very, very important for us to look into that. And then you have many other factors. It's going to be difficult for us to talk about.
Mr. Jite, I'm me back in a video online. Dami alonko Gambia banko ni alonko America banko inka. Ifundi da purka protest. Kor Mr. Jite from Mantaro Molgon.
Ka protest?
Yes, against the president.
Mbelo na bungono de.
Okay, ni Mr. Jite da Mantaro Molgon. Kabe if possible natara video ni wala ko yamo ya fil nyadi as Gambian kabe mol je purka protest against their president.
Okay, so yalo yenyin kale about mol minie Mansakunda la cool regret. One, opposition ya sototale. Adung Mansakunda benyame. It's like a glass of water or a glass that is half full with water and half empty. Mansatije means abe keno. Mansafanatije means abe soto correct. Ya family. Hanin dolla banko kajang Canada. Protest back at the jane ka fo ko fenge truck malom Nina Dylan. They nearly shut down the government here. Yet Trokol Samana, yet Silol Bare, they protested. They went against Fengo. Near Gambia Jibe, it's not like everything that Barrow is doing is correct. Fengol da koleadal, for Fengol da mankola. Nimbarola, Nimol Findi demonstration okay, Olego, Fengol da koleadal. They are right. They are right that Fengol da koleadal. Nimol Findi de ko mo fabe siarine. They are right ko, mo fabe kerine. Bari, a lot of times, the problem is most of the time these are partisan stuff. So Adama Dingole rights to demonstrate. That is, enshrined in our constitution. But at the end of the day, what are they? Demonstration against it. Dalil Jumalatin nebe gereola. I mean, dolunga placards ko rampant corruption. But do we have corruption in the Gambia? Yes, we do have corruption in the Gambia. There's corruption everywhere. So for that's fine. Government can look at them and say, of course, all the things you've said is right, and it's helpful that we know that these are concerns, and we'll take them up. If there are things they are not true, it is again the responsibility of government, again citizen engagement, to tell people, of course, in demonstration of Minke, it's not true. This and this we have done. You can do that, and it's very simple. That's not true. That's not true. Yes, that's true. But
Mr. Jite, will you want to suggest ko nyimol mi alanko e protest ke wolmu oppositionally rather than Gambia banko dingol mi alanko wolle bi jemi alanko including NPP, APRC or any other political party pour kana ke la frustration
100% opposition. But it's not wrong to be an opposition though. That we can say, we have been opposition for how many years? Barrow was an opposition. And of course, Barrow protested in the Gambia. Barrow la party protest Jamarake in the Gambia, elements of Barrow's party. Yes, they are oppositions, of course. There is no doubt. MPP in Katanyin la bemo opposition old.
Nico opposition, to be specific, even more
why not we stay at opposition? Whether you are blue opposition, white, red, yellow, they are oppositions. They are not happy with what is happening under Barrow's government. So it can be a citizen found. There is nothing written on any of these people. I recognize some people, they belong to UDP, UDP as an individual. But there are some that I do not know. They might be just private citizens that don't even care about party politics, but they feel one or two things are not going right, and they have the right to go and tell Barrow, hey, we want to bring your attention to some of these things, and we want you to fix them. Probably. So I cannot say they belong to a single or a particular political party.
Mr. Jite akamunta ko ngafol sa yalo watu watinga fole watu banda bara akamunta ko sai watu nyimbanda bara sai
you have 5 more minutes. I can give you 5 minutes.
Okay, that's fine. Iko Mr. Jite ayala bid for Brikama area council aya baile bari sa abika ko nyindiamu. When are we expecting to see Mr. Jite pour kana kala campaign damota mimbe dendi Brikama
so ndara no Gambia le kana partio kana teamo put together. I made a bid and I went to Gambia and I spent a month there. Nde I sanji tanning killing sile man sungaro ke Gambia wala man banna sale Gambia. So ndara ngo this time lafta nga banna sale my mom na bendi ofen data holiday la nim family baranga na bidinke kabiringa bidinke mbe Gambia le radio ba fola ben invite la TV station ol ben invite la of course for ko kidima na one monto bandale nada sambe Canada jande. I don't have access to radios pour moli la moy. It's not going to be as amplified as when I was on the ground. Adum defana kutio nimbe banko kanu mo jamal kana yankata dulal to mol kanje bar sambe Canada jande. Nditano kiti ngata latri kunda ngata fonyi ngana talol taje because mantra on the ground. But yes, mol bijele minni alon ko ye kumol fo and I'm glad ye nyinin karo sambana. Hanin defa mol be nyinin karol ke kan nyinin ka jite ndol ngamo e ko President Adama Barrow e ko dole dila ako e kana ron. Ngamo modol ko President Barrow ko e say e kana ron ite ron na you cannot run. Bari lafta mi itandila mol bela wolom nyindi ko ndela nying intention on na nying ngani o puruka West Coast kol saf bile asembo be waralen kununti nibe diamola teng na mollel fambe kumande kay tata mitino la dulalto sibito e betarra burufut yang invite je programme bala e betarra tujereng gunjuri betarra je ibita kam foni na mol every time ite along every day message ol kafuta makafanya kon tata dula karle nga family car mitle nga football kafu car mitle nga youth group car mitle ibina kankang. My project is 100% on Adama Barrow hani bututo min temo soda amadindel amantaran sudina adum Adama Barrow ma fonde ko kana ron because Adama ma right so ndening Adama kanyanda Gambia to le tek I have right to franchise nga right so dole hani president ya nga right so do kanyini Gambia bangoka adum Barrow de fenno lawto because amu Gambia dingoti nyame mu Gambia dingoti wole nyama NPP mbele dental atolom party leader nyinti bari mbele a dental West Coast ndebota wolto Barrow mamboto Barrow bota basel. When it comes to the matters of West Coast, that is decided by the people of West Coast. So ndemu candidate aspiring candidate leti adum mbesondi wala adum benyim fole Lamin for the records. Ning Allah Taala man so lanyini Taala nim man fa man sasa tana man soto. I will run for that office. That office saya damma alala de marodo saya damma anin nin sonno mo problème soro wala ku ketan na mi alon ko alala kerolom woseke but I have offered myself ngam found presently adun West Coast minni alon ko wollel tamuntinni denda woliela lafo itandi nale adun I am going to seek for the mandate prungela baluolu improve nga jibe ne do koke nga healthcare jibe nga karambungol jibe nga infrastructure jibe nga environmental jibe nga agriculture ni youth sector jibe ka make sure ko West Coast be damen ay boje mbe koma bakele adu wonga wallahi do tal kodi tew hane gambia kodo be jurmi nyoke konye jide hi fonyo billahi alladhi la ilaha ghairu ndem fonyo hani ya mune sambanan pour ngam fonyo ndem atekel mbani la so I asa I asonyi na ko I am still where I am. And I am ready. I'm getting more and more prepared. And more people are joining on the train. And there's a lot of underground campaign because I'm not on the ground. In fact, ngamoto sanne for the campaign. Ngamoto sanne, moto be suo kona pareta, nga sang abemna timo buluwato mobility is a problem. I bought a vehicle for that. Nga kodo tala nga moto sang so moto be bulu moto pareta ni la yalete amad sonin dumbu yalo ne nyininka taje banna moto taraje abe bulu pour mobility soni andie so the campaign is on. I have not abandoned it and I am in Canada mbe Canada le wala tina kuolte fenken wala mbe na family le ya but by end of the year inshallah rabbi politiko fana molma min faham lamin imalon carte fayo mu wenneti modol kanyin nge ka fanya hanza itati jang par moli amara carte fayo is November or December nyin carte fayo mu melet May 2023 that's almost a year ahead ndenga kumase junale bari carte fayo manya ka follow jari May karo kono jari de May 2023 is the election so I have time to work on this.
Abaraka bake Mr. Jite, come here for Nyamendo, econom 5 minutes, and you ban Mbe Sanson la this time around. But remember the wrong sign thing. I will give you a minute. Yella final conclusion on yinke. I said diamuno jibe lale, I said diamuno wesunko skole, janim from the program on your sorona.
Left him for la mbadi west coast nkole. Aliye mosoro mi alonko al dingolem, alla brodalem, akuluta atollea. Atollem kulu. Mentaje janninga fundi ngada karabal aduna interest Gambia la nyaato ta wo mammo kumba ngale ko mu funding keldi mi alon ko ngam fango di ala la de maroto pour ngana nale do koke alla jata kende ala bundala alla senola bundala alla funding kewla do ku bundala alla environment on dandangol la kenye biol kake dameng wala fanala fishing na fanala aning infrastructure because ning alia jibe sila jamal lel mandra caring local council soli role sodo le pour ka silol dada fulot ka sodo jio ka molla fengol tinya diol kalo mol buka fenkeno nyin sama kono aka kurangol siandi ntenga nyin ideal be sodo adun sonda nyina ko west coast mollel bije mini alonko ilafta tilingol la ilafta sobe alla ilafta molle la miyalon koy hanyita ye londo sodo adun ye molla interest sodo ahmad jide fele ngam fam president aliele minno ka faale ko ayala programme abandonne baroy ko dol di ala la nya kasila itolle ka fo barote o fala moy bari ndefanante o fala moy because a manke adum baliye je adunga interest min sodo andimbe min falale wala nyindi ko man satalla atol sondomoɓe min bulu woyalon ne ko alla kuoɓe nde sondomo kono ñaame ada tollel fanalu kam mo quartier faye moye mote gambia kono min sal forcé pour ale quartier faye moye ntemal dingolti adunga alla interest sodo kabring burumam bridge kallaji kana fo Senegambia west coast mu ñim beleti bari mbe koma back mbe koma so laftal dan la Birkama area council al bese nyin kalamda ko mbijele mba kuotole adum bese la nanne nyin sankuto min kana mbina nale do ko ke ngasi mo laftanna parti laftanna mo malafinna parti malafinna west coast kolu al munna molleti adum binale nga mandate nyinal bulu adun ne ala sonda fana ngalo ne ko alba dilanal adum inshallah nal yake alba fola munati na manji de sambana juna by the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Lamin mbe kondona ite fana mi alon ko any chance dinna usually I try to concentrate on more of the documentary work mbe na policy ledada kan on different things so mbe bisiri wola and I'm also doing a lot of work coming up for nyame ngamoto sanne already moli t-satol dol are being printed poster solu aning flyers modoli wol deal, ibe designer solia, ibe design kang. So a lot of things are going. The fact controlment can does not mean we are not doing anything. And people are coming forward too. Dolbe molbe kodol overkang, mol lafta nyininkala lafta minna puru, isela kodol dundinya oto ya fenke. But all in all, it's going very smoothly. And by the grace of Allah, West Coast is for Jita, inshallah, this time.
Abarka bake ka tentu bake ka jay walem Ahmad Jitete National People's Party la mo bambandi ma komi nga fanya men drong nga tele na program mo nyinto on a special program yan ko nga kerkeren ka foko the special interview with Ahmad Jite oto kamala don ka Mr. Jite tentu bake ka jay wo kola fanan don jibe lal ka fale ko don ala barka bake ale wato minta pour ka je fango kabulanyim program mo no kal tentu bake kal jay fo arabana la inshallah dam yalan ko men munan ko den pour ka de program kilo nyin natal oto kamala don kal nimbara ka fale ko don ala barka bake fo arabana la inshallah.
Thank you.